This is a wonderful day. I haven't seen this one before. Hey there, how's it going, you guys? Thanks for joining me for another episode of Bitcoin and Coffee. I'll be your host, Eugene Forrest. So, what do we got going on tonight with these crazy cryptocurrency markets? It's uncertain times, right? Hanging out around $5,000. Says that it's down like 11%, but we see that the market keeps swinging around. Volatility is super high. We got the regular markets down. People are questioning their investment in Bitcoin, whether or not this is what we thought it was. You know, how is it going to perform in the future? People are questioning their jobs, their job security. They're questioning their lives and whether or not they're going to make it through this stuff, whether or not this is all FUD, if there's conspiracy theories, how the government's going to play out. Constantly, this is a minute by minute, hour by hour, unrolling situation that nobody has ever seen before because it's unprecedented in all of our generations. So as we sit here in uncertain times, it's hard to solely focus on Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, which pretty much only pertains to 1% of the population. But at the same time, it's kind of a big, important deal because as we see the coronavirus crippling the world, the financial system is coming right along with it and not capable of seeing this black swan event, which is grinding the workforce to a halt in order to contain the virus. So it's a win and lose situation. We need the world to open up their eyes to Bitcoin so that we can replace the dollar bill. But of course, the dollar bill is starting to crumble at the same time, and it's hard to get anyone to pay attention when they're focusing on trying to save their lives. So what do we do in these times? What do we have going on? Well, I believe that Bitcoin is going to rise from the ashes if it gets to be that bad. Unfortunately, at this exact moment, our Bitcoin isn't doing a whole lot in order to protect us in this time, which a lot of people were hoping for as preppers or conspiracy theorists, that in economic turmoil, they'd be able to utilize their Bitcoin as a tool to help them rise above the situation and their neighbors. Well, it seems like this isn't going to happen right now. There's not much that you can do right now. As we see the president talking about recession, not getting the groups larger than 10 people, locking us down for 2 weeks, which I'm questioning personally, as he also then turns and saying that this may go possibly July or August. Well, we have my wonderful and beautiful, as always, co-host Sammy on the sideline, concerned about these questions as well, and asking herself, how are we going to do this?
Good evening, everyone.
How you doing over there, Sammy?
I'm doing just as good as everybody else.
I don't know. Personally, I like to think we're doing kind of a little better than everybody else.
Maybe we are, because I'm not worried about if my, favorite restaurant is going to have delivery options.
That's true. Once again, I did not write down any news. It is about right now the fact that we're your friends. We care about you. We want to get into the chat. We want to know how you're doing. We want you to check in. We want to know what's going on in your daily lives. Like I said at the beginning of this, Bitcoin is going to kind of have to take a back seat at the moment. Especially with what's happening with the price. I'm still very invested in the revolution. I do believe that Bitcoin is going to be the answer. But of course, as we're seeing quantitative easing, the words were straight put out there as we're seeing $700 billion injected in the market, right? We're going to see a lot more. We're going to see this turn out to be a really big deal. I mean, the president tipped his hand towards the ideal that we could be entering into a recession, but then also saying that hopefully as the virus pans out, the markets will fix themselves.
Yes, because that seems to happen often and frequently, right? That everything just is cool, just fixes itself. Okay, so Andy Anderson is here. He says hi. Zaza is here. Says hey. Bitcoin and the boy says hi. Bitcoin and the boy says that he is not going anywhere.
Awesome. I'm glad that you guys could join us out here. That is amazing. I'm super glad to see you out there. Hit the thumbs up button. Share this video out. It'll go ahead. It'll make the algorithm love us a little bit. I know everybody's on the internet right now. Our view count is up on our videos. Like mad. Usually we're like a little under 50. I had over 80 views on the last video. So hopefully some more of you are joining us live. Please comment in the chat. Let us know what you're thinking in these troubling times. we're just regular people, right? We're trying to figure this all out. We're struggling as well. All of our appointments have canceled
Pretty
on
much.
us. So
Everybody does not need the services at the moment.
So it is definitely a question of, as we hear the president say today, July and August, and we see things are shut down for 2 weeks, we're supposed to reassess in 2 weeks, right? And it's like, I don't necessarily see us opening back up in 2 weeks. How are you saying that this is going to take 4 months, but everybody just sitting still for 2 weeks is going to make this happen? Because once you open the doors back up in 2 weeks and say everybody can act all normal, well, I mean, that's a 2 week delay.
Saza says that he just bought more. I want as little in the bank as possible.
That's a good point. Not wanting to have your cash digital right now is... Got things going on back there?
I actually don't know what that one was. It wasn't the chicken, so I don't know.
I think I heard crypto talking about people having trouble getting cash out, right? And I had mentioned this to you earlier. We had already taken these precautions several days prior of making sure that you have cash on hand.
Yes.
Right? Cash is king to everybody else in bad situations. I mean, I'd rather have cash than have my debit card and be like, oh, dude, there's like cash on here.
Swipe it again.
Yeah, do you got one of those little square things?
No. What about one of those like pushy carbon paper things? Can we do that? Come on. Like it's 1984.
So, I mean, we see the interest rates dropping to 0. I mean,
yeah. We heard
as Bitcoiners, these are all words to us that signal. These are all giant red flags, right? To us, we're all saying, "Boom! Wow! Red flags popping up everywhere. We're heading into recession. Oh my God! You're telling us that this is about to get worse." Where the rest of the world is saying, "Oh well, they're doing something. Okay, they're trying to fix this." I understand this money has to come from somewhere. As the world hits pause for 2 weeks, wink, wink, longer. Where's the money going to come from? Right? Because, I mean, we're a small business, so what they're saying, they're going to offer small business loans, the hotels, bars, and restaurants. Well, where's the waitress that works off of tips mostly?
Yes, like the Waffle House or something.
Right. How is she paying her rent? Because, I can tell you there's not a lot of landlords that are going to say, hey, we don't need income either. Right?
I mean, I don't know.
But then at the same time, I mean, what with the social distancing that they're trying to do, I can tell you right now that it's not working.
No.
On social media, from what I understand, everybody is out at the attractions in St. Augustine right now, hanging out at the forts and the beaches.
Yeah, our son is trying to not.
Our son is trying to get us to hang out.
Yep, and do yes.
So, I mean, as they're trying to say that the millennials are going to be the ones that aren't affected the most, but carry the disease the most, they're also the ones that are slightly disregarding this and wanting to use this as a vacation time.
Okay, Vengeance is here. He says the sheeple seem to have stopped laughing at the preppers over the last few days.
Vengeance, I know me and you, man, we're doing pretty good right now.
I like the sheeples.
The sheeples.
All right. We're going to go with Jammo.
All right, Jammo.
There will be a martial law within 48 hours. 3 weeks lockdown.
I do believe that martial law would be rolling out here eventually.
I think it's gonna have to be,
yes. see, I think what's right now, because of the delay, these are all my opinions. Eugene Forrest, who hardly knows anything, lives out in the middle of the woods, right? So don't take none of this to heart and go out and do anything crazy. But in my opinion, there's a delay, right, from when you get the virus to when you're actually sick and you're out there delaying this. Yeah. So they're kind of just shutting it down for 2 weeks so that the people that are sick can, start to show symptoms, right? So they can actually determine how many people really are sick, because we got Johns Hopkins Hospital saying that there's as many as 500,000 people sick right now that just don't know it.
We spent most of our day, as depressing as that sounds, watching like the horrible stock market stuff, so the Bloombergs and the this and the that, and then
right, of course, when the market hits off the breaker first thing in the morning, you're kind of pinned to it all day. You want to see what's going on.
All of the governors of all the different states and all of their press conferences of what they're gonna do or not do or try to do with each one of their states. I mean, I do not usually watch Dow Jones crap, stock market crap. That is not my cup of tea at all. And I mean, it just, like you said, when you're hearing quantitative easing, when you're hearing 0% interest rates, when you're hearing that it'll fix itself. I mean, it was literally like people were on the milk crates with the sandwich board saying that the end is nigh. And just, I don't know how nobody else was hearing it. It was literally like, oh, you're doing an interview where you guys are just parenting each other.
We're
that it's
from
over.
the movie They Live, and for some reason Bitcoin put on those glasses and we can see.
I mean, it was just like, cool. So another person that's going to go, yeah, no, so it's over. Oh, no, yeah, no, it's over because of this, this, and this. Oh, but they're using it in a different way. Does that not mean it's not over?
I mean, when they started talking about New York with those highest numbers, and they were saying that they got 8.5 million people, and then they're trying to talk about how 17% are going to need hospitalization. You're talking about 1.15 million, right? And then they're saying that they only have enough hospital beds for 50,000 people.
Yeah, he didn't want to actually do the math, but he said all of the numbers. So guess what? Eugene just pulled out a calculator and started, and it was like, oh, wow. So the percentage of people who are in cryptocurrency are also about the same that are going to get ventilators. If you watch
the president all the way towards the end, the reporters were questioning it, and he commented on it, saying that they were talking about the army of the Corps of Army Engineers and building hospitals like they did in China, and them trying to get that done in New York. It's just that you always got to take it down to the singular family, right? Because that's what this is all about, right? Is what is the singular what happens in the singular family, and then multiply that across everybody, because we're all just a bunch of singular families, right? Well, the problem is that the family isn't generating money, but the bills don't stop. So who's going to fix that? You want to tell me I can't go out? You want to get everyone in a panic, so now I have no work. A few states want to shut things down so you can't go to work. But you also don't have the power to stop the bills.
Oh, but they do, right?
Oh, I mean, no, but they're really concerned with the children getting their free meal.
Because they're going to starve.
To me, why can't these parents feed and take care of their children?
Because they're going to starve, Eugene. I don't know. It is not even a question. They are going to starve. If left home alone with the people that gave birth to them, and apparently buy their clothing, right? Or is that not some? But whatever. Okay, these individuals are going to let them starve.
I guess.
Oh, okay. So James Benhart is here. He says, "Morning, brothers and sister." Bitcoin and the boys says.
Bitcoin and the boys.
He says a knuckle buster with the carbon copies. I know, right? Could you imagine? Josh is here. He says banks need 0% reserve now. Crazy, cray. I know, right? It's like, woo, mind-blowing. I mean, wow.
I don't know. It is really kind of like all of a sudden the world is getting the sense of, for one thing, for something, for once, they're accountable, right? You are accountable for this virus, and you are accountable for its effects. And most people aren't. They walk around life talking about this and that, and oh, this is important, and the environment, and my children, and my emotional states, and your rights, but they're not really accountable for anything. So that's why they're talking about you have to stay home, because you're accountable if you go out and you touch something, and then an elderly person or someone else touches it, and then they come in contact. Mm-hmm. The chain of effect that you'll set into motion. Mm-hmm. You can't go out and do whatever you want if the ripple effect means that it affects someone else.
Big butterfly, man. All right. John from Malibu is here. He says, what? You start a show without me?
I start the show. There's about 30 to 40 seconds. I can't do much about it.
John, we always hope you're there, okay?
You can always subscribe to one of the other social media platforms, because I go ahead and I post this video to them minutes. Right, it was a good 5 to 10 minutes before the show went on to make sure.
Just because YouTube doesn't like to tell lots of people.
Yeah. I mean, we still have that strike. I'm reminded every single time I sign in to go live and all of that. It says right at the top, 1 strike.
We love you, YouTube.
Well, I mean, 1 more and we're down for 2 weeks. Yeah. So 1 more after that, and they erase the channel. YouTube purge is real. It likes to sleep and then wake up, sleep and wake up. That's why I post to the other social media platforms.
BTC Moon Guy is here. He says, yo, Bitcoiners. Zaza says that he does not think that we will see martial law. Jamo says that this information comes from a top military general. So who knows? We could. I thanks to all I really like to watch is horror. So, based off of all of my worst case scenario ness, I know we can go way down the rabbit hole. Like, you could, be shot up with trackers by the end of this for all we know. But I'm sure martial law is actually, like, really in there in the realistic area. Especially when people aren't doing what they're supposed to.
I don't know. I mean, it kind of runs along. There's lots of lines of thinking of what do you want to do and how do you want to face the situation. They talk about, that we're supposed to be doing this for the hospital critical level. They can only handle this many patients, right? Well, if we're all going to get sick and you want to spread this out over 4 months and it's going to take all of this isolation and lying to the people, right? Because, I mean, if they're telling us 2 weeks and not giving us all the information they know, which we can pretty much believe is happening because the American government has never told us everything, ever. Yeah. So they're going to lie to us. It's going to be slow unfolding. It's going to cost billions, trillions of dollars because people aren't going to be able to go to work. Things are going to be shut down. Well, they also just stepped out of the way and they let this virus happen. I mean, this isn't popular thinking. This is the other way. Everybody would have it and be done and over with it in 45, 60 days.
Yeah, but see, that's a lot of natural Darwinism-ness and and no one likes that because that means that somebody, the runt of something, is not going to make it. I mean, just like, real. Yeah. Yep. I mean, it's not an awesome. I mean, just like the whole other conspiracies is that, that this was literally man-made, all of the many different things where it's like, well.
I mean, what are the long-term effects of it? You stretch this out for 4 months instead of it being 2 months or under, then you're talking about a bigger amounts of pressure put on the economical system that already supports so many, because I'm telling you that I watched a lot today and everybody is super concerned with getting the free food program to the children, it seemed like.
Yes, and the food banks and the things that need to stay open to feed everyone.
Yes, and child care for the first responders. And I mean, this is great and I understand it. But at the same time, if we're talking about that this is a big pandemic, the world is shutting down, why is the biggest concern about getting some cereal, right, and milk to these children? Can't their parents help this? Isn't there already financial programs in place for it? Why is that what these governors are out there giving hours worth of conferences and plannings and meetings for? Is how to get milk and cereal to the children.
I mean, it blows my mind too, but anyway. I mean, it's kind of like the toilet paper. I'm all like, we're not.
I can't do the toilet paper anymore. Okay.
I'm just saying, it's like how it's like, no, we have to. It's like, it's the same kind of thing. Like, so without toilet paper, you're not going to poop. Is that, I mean, if left at home, they're not going to be fed, right? Starve. Like, that is it. Those are the only options. There's no middle ground in between.
I think more of how they're trying to focus on the homeless, right? The homeless is a bigger problem if you're trying to slow the virus. They also, most of them have underlying health conditions from the lack of proper nutrition and housing.
All right, we got people. Okay, so Big One in the Boys says, don't be surprised to see state borders closed from one to another. Yes, I think that too. James Benhart said something like only 40 people in the U.S. have it. Only in 3 states, 12 in intensive care. It is the markets are falling. Bitcoin down. They want you to sell low. 2 months. It'll all be gone. All right,
who was it? Dr. Oz?
Yes.
Right? Dr. Oz believes that it's already been here. We've already been through the worst of it. And it's that he didn't say this, but that we're kind of just using this now, right, to help with what's happening in the markets.
Yes, well, what he's saying is that a lot of the people that were sick in the very beginning that didn't actually think, corona, things like that, actually did probably have it. Like that there was a lot more of when we realized that it had came from the epicenter over and where that actually was and what time frame. So yes, he is literally saying that like 80% of the people that have been out and pretty social in general have probably gotten it in some, way or another. And then that's the next thing is, some people don't get sick. Some people only get a little sick. Some people just give it to everybody and their mother. Some people,
Well, I mean, that's why we keep saying the words uncertain times, right? We don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. We don't know what's going to happen every hour on the hour. And like Vention was saying, this is where preppers are king.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, right now, like I'm sitting comfortably. I'm sure Vengeance sitting comfortably too. A lot of you guys are probably sitting comfortably because we've foreseen these things. We've seen that there was trouble. We've seen that there were cracks. We saw that any black swan event out of somewhere isn't going to be taken care of very well. Like we've seen what happened when the levees broke in Louisiana. Right, we've seen the response for the hurricanes and earthquakes in Puerto Rico, and it's always left lacking. It's always lacking when America needs to respond to a crisis. Well, now the entire world's having a crisis, and America has to respond to everywhere. I know I don't want to be waiting around for America to save me. I mean, I love America, but I don't want to wait for it to save me. I'm going to save myself, and I'm going to save my loved ones.
Jamo says, get physical silver. We're getting back to precious metals. We might go back to precious metals. You never know.
I'll be building a distillery and selling moonshine.
Ooh, what?
I mean,
Super
everybody wants that.
Yeah.
It has so many purposes.
Right? Do you need to sanitize? Do you need to detoxify? Which one do you want?
Besides that, I also got huevos and
We got meat,
chicken.
lots of birds. If you
But
would
we
like.
keep saying this over and over again. So what do we got going on the chat? What are you guys thinking? What are you guys doing right now? Are you thinking that, hey, we'll all be back out to work in 2 weeks and that this is just going to be one little blip and the markets will correct themselves? Do you believe that things are about to get worse? Do you think we're going to have martial law? I mean, is this the end of the normal days? Right?
Okay. So James says, don't succumb to the Bitcoin sky is falling rant. And then he asked Sam, you going to get her new car after all? What color again? It would be either pink, blue, or white. Those are the only options. I like them all. And depending on what shades they are. Yes, I know. And I really like stupid squishy cars, okay? So the smaller and the stupider, the better.
Yeah,
Yes.
I want one of those Tesla trucks.
That is the, we go the opposite way. I mean, squishy, big stupid. I know. All right, where are we at? Zaza says we're all getting UBI and vacations. Oh, I know the $1,000 it is. What? I love it. I was like, yes, please, right now.
Well, I mean,
sign me up. Oh, wait, I'm an adult. Over 18.
Honestly, right? I mean, my electricity bill isn't going to stop. And I mean, yes, I understand that they suspended payments and suspensions and stuff.
But that doesn't
I don't want my bill to get
it's
super high.
It's like when at the end you're all like, oh, I got $1,400 to the cable and internet. That's cool.
But I mean, I got bills. I've already lost all my customers this week. You know, I'm pretty sure I'm going to lose most of my customers, if not all of them, next week at least, with the 2 week suspension.
Oh, and the next problem is a lot of our customers are older. So that's the other, I mean, really, because they don't, so it's like, besides that, these are now the people who are going to want to limit strangers. Right. Cool.
So, as we're looking at this possibly going on for 4 months, it's like, well, how do I continue to keep paying my bills? Well, a lot of people are going to sell off assets. I mean, I'm not planning on selling Bitcoin. I mean, unless it's absolutely 100% necessary. But I could see where people in my situation who have extra money that's stored in Bitcoin are already preemptively preparing for the situation, right? I need cash. Cash is king.
Jamo says, secret to preventing corona. You'll love this one. Yeah, he's all about that. Vitamin C, check.
Nice.
D3, check.
Okay.
K, you don't take. And Chiga, we're going to go with, it's CHIGA, mushrooms, which I love mushrooms, so I don't, yeah, sure. But bioweapon for 4 different receptors. You never know. He might start ingesting K just because of you. All right. Josh says that he might pick up some work babysitting. Oh, Josh. That would be funny. I could see you. That would work. Right? Yeah. Come on. Everybody's got to make the dollar somehow. Would they be first responders children's, though, Josh? Would they? Or are we just going to go with the Wendy's worker? Or,
who needs, I mean, where are these people going? I mean, from what I understand, most people aren't really working. Most places are shut down. So, I mean, where are you going where you can't watch your kids? I don't know. But it's always been a thing with me that I think that a lot of these people have children and they just kind of like expect the world to raise them instead of them raise them themselves.
Oh, trust me. I know, as being the cashier, and trust me, I am not one of those women that are all like, oh, I love all children. No, no. But being the like, I'm literally the one as the cashier at the convenience stores and the grocery stores, and you're watching a 2-year-old run out of the automatic doors with no parent as you're going, is that one yours? You might want to. I can see it, sadly, where it's like, wow, so you really, okay. So you just think, what, there's like 30 adults in here, so it's a village, right? You're cool. Like, it's good. No.
So what do you think, Sam? Do you think that we're going to need like the dollar to really crash? Do you think we're really going to need recession to set hold in order for people to wake up and realize that Bitcoin is what we need? Do you think that Bitcoin is too, the awareness and adoption thing, not enough people know about it? There's not enough of it out there to really help. Like, even if we do head into a recession, and even though, they're just going to go ahead and print the money, which is just the exact thing that Bitcoin is supposed to counteract, not enough people know about it in order for it to be utilized. I see you scratching the mosquitoes.
It's okay. We're cool. I like nighttime and lights.
I asked you if you wanted to bring out the bug spray.
It wasn't that dark. Whatever. It's cool. My problem. All right. Bitcoin and the boy says that he started doing his prepping in 2010 and 2012. What? Yes, I love it. Vention says that he can manufacture. Okay. Oh, a minute. Okay, it's silver, but it's COLLOIDAL. Collateral silver. Okay, so he says that he has a SG6 generator. When he gets cold, he puts it in a nebulizer and inhales the vapor. It is a great antibiotic, so it keeps from So it keeps from turning into pneumonia. So wait, Vention. Dude, Eugene, you are slacking. You can apparently make things. Some, I don't care. Okay, it might be like a 95-step process, but damn it, man.
Your hands work too, Samantha.
I'm gonna have to Google.
Right, you better get on Google and start downloading as much as possible before the internet goes down.
Try to figure out what can you make. Can I make vitamin D3 myself? What's in it? What can I get some of the silver? I mean,
we've seen that a lot of people keep hinting at that. Is that we're told to prep, and here in Florida, this is a common thing because of hurricanes. But you get a start date, you get an end date, right? Well, right now it's that it started and we didn't know about it, and we don't know when it's going to end, and we don't really know what we're prepping for or how much we're prepping. Are we prepping for the end of the world? Are we prepping just for it to be quarantined for a little bit? Or are you prepping for the dollar bill to fall apart and the world to have to find a new way but still stay intact? Because it wasn't war. It was economic unrest and virus.
Venture said he started prepping in 2006. Man. Oh, could you imagine? We've got a good 5-6 years, but I mean, nope, not 2006. Man. He says maybe that he should start manufacturing the silver. He could undercut and rip off the prices of the health food stores. There you go. Hey, John from Malibu says that he'll buy some from Vengeance. And Jamo says put liquid soap on my bites. Oh, what? And it won't be itching in like 10 or 15 minutes. Or dishwashing soap. Maybe I'll try that. I don't know. I'm me and our son, but we do both have the same blood type. I don't know if it's our blood type. I mean, or if I'm just a sweet individual, but every blood sucker always seems to just
strawberries, Samantha, strawberries.
Yeah, but see, then maybe that's why the bees try to always get me too, because it's a fruit. There we go. Okay, so yeah, I don't know. It's whatever. I got no clue.
What are you guys thinking? I mean, this is pretty bad of a price of Bitcoin, especially for right now.
Yeah.
I mean, or is it really, what was it? Oh, the conspiracy theory guy. Chico Crypto?
Chico Crypto? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what was it? That BitMEX is using all of their liquidity to suppress the market during these. I mean, it's the same old story there about the whales and the market makers from the exchanges swaying the price up and down.
That's cool, Beaky. Thanks. Get them all going for no reason. Yeah. Okay, so where are we at? I'm looking. What's going on? Okay, Vengeance says that he needs to get some mason jars of distilled water. That's what I need to run the machine. Oh man, like that's it? What the? I'm really okay. So whatever. I'm gonna have to learn. Andy Anderson says that he prepped for Y2K. I did not give a damn about Y2K. I remember thinking, please let the computers go down.
I did too, but I was very young.
That's what I'm saying. Like I was all like, what? Maybe if they reset, they'll give me some credit by accident. Like, yes. Now I obviously know that was the wrong thinking.
So is that it? Should we be closing down this episode? Do you guys get any comments about Bitcoin? I mean, I don't know. You know, people are really unsure. You could tell that views are up. You could tell that people that are investing in Bitcoin are trying to figure out what to do here. We see that Bitcoin is crashing a little bit more than the rest of the markets. We do see that economic unrest is starting to set in as people panic about what's going to happen as, things come to a grinding halt. Personally, I don't know what's going to happen. I know that we have to appreciate every single day as it comes at us as best we can.
Give me a second.
We'll give you a second.
Oh, you keep going. I'm just letting you know I'm not going to be there.
We have to appreciate every day as it comes at us. I mean, it's always about the small things. Our family means the most. Our health we cannot buy. All of these things that we see on the TV, the news, the media, a lot of it is just pumping us up and getting us more worked up than what we really need to be, right? On the spectrum, a majority of us are going to be absolutely fine. All we really need to survive is air and water, right? As long as you have water at home, water comes out of the pipe, you're prepared in some way with water, you're going to be okay for a while. Things always seem to sort themselves out, right? What's the Jurassic Park? Life will find a way,
Yeah.
right? Well, I mean, coronavirus isn't set to kill off the human race. The dollar bill isn't what keeps the world alive. America's not the only nation out there. Everybody's kind of suffering right now. Things will work itself out. Maybe we're just looking at wealth changing hands. Maybe we're looking at, we had the last economic turmoil and we had the birth of Bitcoin. Maybe this is what will happen. And on the other side, we'll see people starting to wake up to what Bitcoin is and utilizing it, taking it as something that's real because they see how crappy the dollar bill is.
All right, Jamo says to go do the soap thing now. I did it. I'll give you a.
Is that what you went and did?
Yeah, I'll give you something here in a second if I think it made it any less itchy. But yes, he went with bites are acidic and soaps are a base soaps. Yeah, as it. Yeah, yes. So neutralizing. We'll find out. He says then you'll see that all I say is based on fact. So we'll see. We'll see it here in a second. Where are we at? Andy Henderson cash will run back into all of the markets. Oh, James Bedhart says, show the turkey. Oh, you can't see Beaky. You can only hear him. Of course.
Whoa, I got you, Beaky.
And we got the turkey.
Okay, there you go, Beaky. You on camera? Looking pretty for everybody.
James says, don't be a turkey and sell your Bitcoin. Don't be a turkey, people.
I mean, it's when things are the worst is when Bitcoin will be the best. Right. To think right now that you're going to trade Bitcoin for cash because it's going to be worth more for some reason so that you can have cash. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's an underlying. That's the fundamental problem. If you're going to trade your Bitcoin for cash right now, then you're saying that cash is a better asset to have than Bitcoin. So if that's what's actually happening right now, it just means wait, because when the dollar bill collapses, it'll be the other way. I've always sat around and said, that we want to stack up more Bitcoin than what we really should, because when it does become worth more fiat, we're going to unload and have more money to be able to make those every single day expenses easier, change our living for the better. Well, it seems like that may not be happening, right? That was a plan for the world that was going to continue the same old way. And we're looking at possibly the world continuing in a different fashion than what we had all imagined. So it doesn't mean that your plan changed with Bitcoin. It just means that maybe you don't want to be trading it for dollar bills because dollar bills are on their way out.
Okay. I honestly can't tell, Jambo, because I am getting bit by more. So now I don't know. I will have to. So yeah, no clue now because I think they're just literally biting over bites. That's cool. I love it. I love it. Okay. Where are we at? Okay, Zaza like speaking. Yay, Biggie. Oh, BTC Moon guy says your turkey loves you. He does. He does. Paul Rouleau is here.
Paul Rouleau, my man.
Paul.
Nice. I'm glad that you could make it, my friend.
James Bedhart says the turkey quieted down. He's not camera shy. And John from Malibu says, dude, the turkey's freaking me out. He is a little creepy. Okay, John, I'm not going to say he's not. Because, like, he'll get real up close and personal, and he's got, like, this panty thing going on if he's not gobbling. And, oh, yeah, he's kind of creepy. He really is. But, I mean, I love him, and he's super smart, which makes him creepier. Oh, JT Irby is here. Yes, I know. I'm sorry. I didn't cough like Corona cough. BTC Moon guy since I heard Sam cough.
I mean, it's always, when you're sitting in front of the TV and you're listening to the news and the FUD's getting to you, it's one thing. When you're looking at your, portfolio, it's another thing. When you're sitting in the backyard having a cup of coffee, hanging out with your good friends, it's a totally different thing. I mean, you guys are going to be fine. I'm going to be fine. The perspective of our financial value.
It's going to be fine.
I mean,
we will be fine. Okay.
Yeah, we make something out of nothing all the time.
Yes.
We're smart individuals.
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Okay. And you're not going to die from this. Jambo asks, is turkey poop smellier than chicken poop?
Yes.
Okay, it goes chicken, turkey, peacock.
Yes.
Peacock is like the worst. Think like llama. Think like the worst thing you could think of. That is peacock.
All right, I'm starting to get bit up. I think we should go ahead and close on this episode.
Now you are?
If there's anything you guys want to ask, please go ahead, comment in the chat, even though I've been pulling all night trying to find out what you guys think is going to happen here in the future as things continue to unravel. I'm going to try to continue to be here. I don't know. We were talking about mixing up the time slots on the show. Yeah. We're not sure what's going to happen because, hey, well, we don't know what's happening, right?
We don't. I mean, it's every day is a new day, man. We really don't. Because, yes, if we get, who knows?
I don't know. That's why I also don't want to keep coming out here and say that I know this about Bitcoin. I know that about Bitcoin. Yes, I know how the Bitcoin network works. I definitely can see by the fact that the hash rate's going down that we can see that the debate on what follows this hash rate follow price or price follow hash rate is being solved right now because the hash rate is getting cut down as price comes down. So hash rate is definitely followed by price.
No chicken and egg in that one.
We see what Andreas Antonopoulos tells us security spine. That one is to be expected. We would have to get pretty low. We would also have to see people start focusing on Bitcoin. I think that that's a big problem with this is that, we're saying that less than 1% of the population owns, is aware, or invested in Bitcoin. There's bigger things going on, and when there's bigger things going on, you don't pay attention to the little stuff. So, of course, right now, the price is coming down. We don't see the U.S. getting ready to put restrictions and regulations on us like we were. The news is slowed. That is for sure. I've noticed a lot of YouTubers haven't been on.
Yes. We haven't seen Crypto Zombie in like 4 days or something now. There's been quite a few. Where either they're not doing live streams anymore, and that's also screwing up when you would see them, or they're just not on. Yes. All right, so where are we at? We do. Oh, Jambo is our new buddy. Thank you, Jambo. Jambo, All right, JT Irby, it says, is this the switch from fiat to crypto?
Well,
JT, I really hope so.
See, I know this is what we want, and I don't want to pipe dream it, right? We had adoption is still a big problem. This is always my big thing with the show is that how can this be what rises from the ashes when people aren't aware of it?
John from Malibu says that he loves just hanging out and chilling with us. No clickbait here. What's the freaking point, bro?
Yeah, there's no clickbait. There's no selling nothing. I mean, when they were doing the strikes on I didn't know what was up, if it was the title. So that's why I was like, hashtag Bitcoin and coffee. I own this. This is mine on my channel. How can you say anything about this?
How is that a good service and anything?
Date.
Yep.
The date.
I mean, we don't, at this point, what... we all know what we're all talking about, okay? There's literally 3 things. So pick which one you want to go around in a circle with.
I mean, things have changed. Originally this show started off with the bull market. I was discovering Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. I wanted to become part of all of this. I got out here and I was talking and figuring it out apparently just as same time as everyone else, right? Then we ran into the bear market and I didn't want to give up on Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. I stayed here through it. And what happened with the channel and what happened with the viewers changed. And ever since the bear market, everyone that's here knows about Bitcoin. I'm not here educating anymore on the basics, right? No. Now it's pretty much just about us hanging out virtually to be able to keep the ideal and the momentum going in the group about how we need to spread the awareness and adoption, and hopefully to keep this tool open and available for when new people come in and to practice and hone our skills together.
Paul Berlo says, everyone maintain your sanity. There are those trying to deprive you of it. There are. Hey, I look at it this way. Social distancing doesn't matter to me because all my friends aren't really, like, you guys are on the chat. It doesn't matter. So it's not like I'm going to oh man, I can't go drive across it. First off, if I was anywhere near John from Malibu, but I'm just saying, it's not like I'm going to go and be like, oh man, I can't go across the street.
Oh, battery getting low?
No, someone is streaming off of your child what on the bottom of the screen. Yeah, just a nice little push notification. Nothing important. But yes, so it's not going to bother me too much. As long as you guys all still show up. If you don't, that's going to be a problem. Just come back every time. Come on now. Just keep refreshing. I mean, because I don't know if YouTube's ever going to really notify you or not.
Well, that's why we do post the other 2 social media platforms. They're linked to down below. If you do have questions, if you want to reach out to me, you can hit me up on the direct messaging from those social media platforms. I also have email links down below. There's a Google and a Proton if you wanted to keep things anonymous. That dark web video is still going off. I don't know why. It's like 30 to 60 views a day, every single day. It's climbing near 3,500 views. I wish I would have known that. I would have made it twice as good. I would have put extra effort into it.
Yes.
So, I mean, it is now the #1 video going for this channel, it seems like. Ridiculous. But it goes to show that there's a need and want for people to have anonymity in their Bitcoin. And no matter, even though we've seen certain rules and regulations coming down about using the mixers, people still want to do it.
Yes, they do.
So
wonder why. I know you got, that is it's like, man, so thousands of people listen to that one. Whoa.
Of course, there's a donational address down below. We're still going to try to go to Wakaan when things finally figure themselves out and settle down, but it doesn't matter. I'm not trying to really raise any money right now. I'm glad that it's far off still, so there is the potential to keep going to it and be able to spread the word of Bitcoin at the event. But right now, as we're trying to figure out what's happening day by day, I'm just going to be happy if I can get back out here tomorrow or the following day and do a Bitcoin and coffee, and that the internet will be up and running, and that we don't have a second strike for some reason, and that you guys are able to come online, and that everything goes off without a hitch, right? One day at a time will get us through this event.
Yes, it will.
All right. Anything at all in the chat? Are we going to close it down finally?
Yes.
All right, then. You guys go home. Take care of each other. I guess listen to them and practice this social distancing.
Listen to the people of power.
But it's going to be a long journey, right? So patience. Later, guys. keep that BTC safe.
Hey, the one spot isn't itchy. I don't know about all the others. What? Okay. Bye, guys.